Hello fellow Total Warriors, I am Zardar and welcome to another online battle from Rome 2. So this time we're gonna be playing as Egypt and we're up against Rome. Now you gotta take into account that it was my opponent who was hosting this match and he is probably lagging a little bit, hence the small unit count. As you can see here, it's probably the smallest, like 56 men on standard infantry, so yeah, excuse me for that. Anyway, as I said, I chose Egypt. I'm playing as Rome and we're playing on a grassy field somewhere, I don't know, Italia? Who knows? Okay, there's cliffs over here. I think it was, I don't remember where it was. Anyway, so for a front line I chose two Egyptian slingers being backed by some mercenary Rhodian ones, which are one of the best ones in the game. And let's see, for the main bulk of my infantry I got some thorax swordsmen. These guys can shoot javelins, so they're quite excellent at being the frontliners. Some Levi Thero spears on the flanks because I couldn't get the standard ones. In the back I get some reserves of Galatian swordsmen and some Carian axemen as well. And further in the back I got two pikemen, which are gonna be kept in reserve because this is the only way the pikes can survive in any competitive match. This is not real life. These guys will get sniped out, so it's best to always keep them in the back to fill the gaps when the enemy doesn't notice. Like this is the use that it should have. Say for example, this thorax swordsman falls to, I don't know, some legionaries here. You silently bring the pikeman in, hope he doesn't notice, he's micromanaging somewhere else, and then he will get destroyed by the pikes. Or even better, just leave your guys fighting in the front line and move the guys behind them and just punch through the formation. That works as well, but the pikes, I don't think they should ever be taken into the front lines. Anyway, we got the Royal Thorax Swordsman for our leadership, and I think just one citizen cavalry, yeah, just one, 28 men. And for my opponent, as you can see, he's got a legionary cavalry up here, he's got two more over here, he's got a general's bodyguard and a mix of some auxiliary Syrian archers, some more, even more. I think there was another one here, but I'm pretty sure he's got some Balearic slingers as well. So a mix of Principes along with some Triarii from what you can see over here. So let's begin the battle. As soon as I saw pretty much the whole formation of my opponent, I moved over here so I can have a little bit of a slight uphill advantage, which is gonna be greatly favorable for me. Gonna move the slingers as well so they can shoot downwards. He's got two cavalry, as it seems here, legionary and the Socii one. And yeah, this is where the Balearic slingers are. There's probably one more unit in here if I'm correct. So my opponent is gonna be forming up. I'm gonna be waiting to see how he's gonna fare. My slingers are gonna start opening fire, but I'm just gonna turn them off from fire at will because I don't wanna waste the ammunition on the huge shields of the Triarii. It won't be good. So I think I decide to move on. I was just waiting for my pikemen, which I just misclicked and just left them behind. Totally forgot about them. So yeah, I was waiting for the pikes to get at least close, and then I would move on to start my skirmish. So I get into position. Come on. Come on, boys. Okay, I think this is how it's gonna start. And we give the order with these two Rhodian slingers and one Egyptian to start going after the Balearic, and the other two are just gonna be shooting these auxiliary Syrian archers. But these guys, they get some decent armor. Yeah, we're gonna be trading fairly well. Like these Balearic mercenary slingers auxiliary are gonna be taking some damage, but so am I, and it's actually a mercenary Rhodian slinger who's taking the damage, not even the Egyptian cheap ones. So my opponent is gonna feel a little bit overzealous over here. I immediately catch up to him. I'm just gonna move the cavalry, I'm gonna move the spearmen as well to take the full force of the damage. Yes, they will. I successfully moved my Gypsy slingers back, and yeah, my kind of a trap, I wouldn't say it a trap, it was just, well, he just went in balls deep. Oh my dear lord, my guys are shooting my own man. I think this is the reason I just pulled my guys back eventually, so these guys could get easily shot by the Thorax Swordsman. So my opponent decides he's gonna most likely lose the skirmish fight, which is, well, the truth. So he's gonna commit into the front line, and quite successfully. I think he's gonna get the Triarii in the middle, which is kind of a great thing to do, because these guys will last forever just fighting against the Thorax Swordsman. And he's moving his Principes on the flanks, where I get my spears, which are, well, quite weak against them. As you can see, the javelins are going off, and here the lines clash. I'm gonna brace for the impact, and as soon as he engages, I'm gonna go into shield wall. As I said, I'm gonna fill up the gaps over here. I'm gonna get the pikes nice and easy when he's least expecting it. These guys will get the pikes down, and they're just gonna start chopping these Principes over here. And the Royal Thoraxmen are gonna go as well after these guys. So we get some more Principes coming over here, but I think I'm gonna pull some reserves anytime soon, or just keep the Thorax Swordsman. Over here the enemy general just got a little bit misplaced, so I immediately crushed him with a full volley from all the skirmishers. Since the general is dead, I was about to move around in order to get for his missiles, but as soon as I see his cavalry, I'm gonna move in the pikes, screen out for my cavalry. I see that he's going after the Thorax Swordsman, and this is where I follow up with the full might of the Egyptian Greek cavalry. Anyway, so the pikeman just made quick work of these Principes, as you can see, because he was not paying attention, and this is the only way to use the pikeman, where the enemy least expects to, as I said. These guys will just go in the back, clean these Principes quite well, so I'm gonna start getting some troops over here on the flanks. This cavalry has managed to escape. I'm not gonna overchase, I'm just gonna stay back, keep the pikes here. If he wants to come and play, well, be my guest. I'm gonna move my Carian Axemen, which have been shooting for all this time, because they carry a lot of javelins, pretty much like the Therios spears. So they used all of their ammunition, and now they're ready to go. And I think some of them are still... Yeah, these Carian Axemen still have the javelins and still keep on shooting, which is excellent. So the front line engagement, oh sorry, wrong button, is going quite well, I would say. I screen out these Triarii with a pikeman, an excellent engagement for me. And my general is gonna go into the back of these Triarii, which even charged in the back, they're gonna hold quite well. These guys are pretty damn great. They won't be killing effective sword infantry, but they will just hold them in place for quite some long time. Even the pikeman will suffer a little bit over here. So I see that his cavalry is just standing around. He was just not fast enough on the micromanagement, so I'm gonna punish him immediately. His cavalry stood there for like 2-3 seconds, and just one full volley completely annihilated it. I'm gonna find the gap just with my remaining cavalry, get these auxiliary Syrian archers, and with the rest of the skirmish forces, I'm gonna target the other one down. I see that he's moving in with the cavalry, so I'm gonna fill up any gaps, gonna get some spearmen over here, pull the cavalry back, gonna get the pikemen at the ready, because they were actually engaging these Principes in the back, which are holding quite effectively, I would rather say. So these Syrian archers are on their last, just getting destroyed by that full volley, and I think the Praetorian cavalry legionary is gonna follow up. So immediately as soon as I see his cavalry, I'm pulling my Levi Therios spears over here. I'm just screening out. I'm not gonna chase them. As soon as I see that he's trying to avoid the spears, I'm gonna pull back, screen out with the guys over here and wait, and methodically I'm just getting around into his lines and just doing the work. The pikes were able to get into his back. He's still trying to get around. I still keep screening. I'm trying mostly to protect these troops from getting charged in the back. This is the main reason. The rest of his line is breaking apart over here. He's getting a charge with his legionary cavalry, which I screen out with the cavalry and the Carian Axemen over here to take care of them. But there's another one, so I'm just gonna pull the cavalry out, because I don't want him to get into the back line of my archers, and immediately I'm gonna target all of my slingers and just completely shut him down. And I think that's gonna be victory for the Egyptians against the Romans. Quite bizarre, huh? You don't see the Egyptians fairly often winning against the Romans. Have they actually ever won a battle against the Romans, in the beginning? I don't think they did. They just joined silently the empire by diplomatic methods, I think. Well, there was some wars with Cleopatra and all, I know that, but you know, in general, I think Cleopatra died and Romans just took over without any bloodshed, or there was some. I don't know, you tell it to me. So that was it, guys. Let's see over here. So the kill count is not gonna be that high because the numbers were low, but if I have to judge, I could say that 66 kills on these guys is like 200 kills for the huge variant. So yeah, pretty damn great, except these Rhodian slingers. The rest did quite good, especially this one. Even the standard ones just completely nailed it. Citizen Cav did quite good, just screening out most of the time. So did the general. Carian Axemen just throwing the jabs and then just throwing them into the front line was something really sweet. And the Galatian swordsmen did quite well too. Even the Levith hero spears, like I had freaking javelins all over the place. My backlines were not fighting, but they were still shooting into the front lines, completely decimating all of the Triarii, all of the Principes, which are pretty damn great infantry in general. So yeah, that went pretty well for my opponent. That's why I don't bring so much cavalry, because if my opponent chooses pretty much like I did to go with an army which has javelins, extra javelins, even if they're melee units, they just get destroyed. Like you can't help it. You try to disengage, for example, and the enemy just shoots you as you try to retreat from there, shoots you in the back. So yeah, I don't like it, that's all. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this battle. It was a fun one. Sorry for being a small unit. It takes away a little bit of the epicness, but still it was highly intensive, micromanagement wise, so I thought okay, let's showcase this one. Anyway, as I said, really hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like or a comment, and I'm gonna be seeing you next time. Bye bye.